This is the BYD Seal Premium, and with its big battery pack and its buttery soft suspension, I reckon this is the most comfortable highway cruiser electric car you can buy in New Zealand today. And you can buy one today for the low price. It's not that low, it's $70,000, but for 70 grand you do get 570 Ks on one charge and so much more. Honestly, there is so much gadgetry shoved into this car that I'm gonna have to stop talking and just show you instead. Now, if you've seen the previous BYD Seal review I've done, which did strangely well on YouTube, then you'll know that I've driven the performance model, which is brutal, but you pay for that brutal acceleration. It is $82,000. This, however, well, it costs a little bit less, it's a bit more civilized, and you get a lot more range. As for motor power, this has a single motor driving the rear wheels as opposed to the performance one, which has two motors and all-wheel drive. However, this is no slouch. It has 230 kilowatts and 360 newton meters of torque, which means its 0 to 100 time is 5.9 seconds. But despite the fact that this has the same massive 82.5 kilowatt hour battery pack as the performance model, this one weighs less. Yes, it's got one less electric motor. It's only got a rear-wheel drive, one single motor, which means it is 130 kilograms, that's one American child, lighter than the performance model. Which means it also goes a bit further. It'll do 50 Ks per charge more. It's the same car, but more range. But at this point, let me be quite clear, not literally, obviously. Yes, I've already reviewed the performance model, so I'm gonna try and keep this video short. Rather than make two duplicate videos, I'm just gonna tell you what the difference is and whether or not you should actually buy this instead of the performance model. Oh, but there is also another Seal that we don't talk about very often. It's the entry-level one called the Seal Dynamic, and it's actually a decent car which can stand on its own 2 feet or its own 4 wheels. It's got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of the gadgetry that you get in the high-end ones. For example, it's got the fantastic 360-degree camera system that you get in all 3 Seal models. All 3 models also come with a vehicle-to-load adapter, which you plug into the charging port, and it lets you cook potatoes on the go. You can charge other electric cars. You can even power your Austin Allegro off an extension cord running off vehicle-to-load. Obviously, don't do that at home. On the entry-level dynamic one, you get some really decent range per charge. It'll do 460 Ks, and that's really good in 2024. And that owes largely to its decent-sized battery. It's got a 60 kilowatt-hour battery underneath it, which means that even the entry-level one, I reckon, is still reasonable value for money. However, if the $8,000 you need to buy this premium version instead of the entry-level dynamic version, if that's not an issue, then get this. Put the $8,000 into this. Make it an investment in your happiness. You won't regret it. You get a lot of stuff in this premium version that you get in the performance version. For example, uprated brakes. You also get, as I mentioned, the same uprated battery pack, 82.5 kilowatt hours of capacity. You also get the same tire size and the same wheel size as the performance model. Look at them, and they are pretty good looking wheels. Plus, you also get the uprated charging speed. Yes, this car will charge it up to 150 kilowatts DC. The list doesn't stop there either. You also get this great heads-up display in front of you, which shows you all the information you need to know, your cruise control and adaptive cruise information. It's also got whatever rated speed limit there is in the area, and of course your road speed. It's all right there on the screen in front of you. You also get genuine leather wrapped seats. You get automatic tilting door mirrors that aim down when you start reversing the car, and you get a genuine leather wrapped steering wheel as well, but it is not heated. A heated steering wheel is only available in the performance version. You also get electronic adjustable lumbar support in this version, and you get courtesy seating so that when you turn off the car, the seat will pull back slightly just to give you an extra inch or two of exit space to get out of the vehicle. Now, it's a fun gimmick, but it's mildly annoying and it's completely unnecessary. Kind of like pockets on baby clothes. But where it matters, range and acceleration, this has much more than what the dynamic model can offer. It will get to 1.6 seconds faster. Plus, it'll do 110 kilometers more per charge. So if you're going on a long distance trip, this is obviously the right choice. Of course, yes, $8,000, it's a lot of money to spend on an extra car or a car model upgrade, but if you do a fair amount of driving or you don't want to be stuck at a charger, after a couple of years, you'll be glad you spent the extra money because this is a real highway cruiser. But let's not kid ourselves, this car is not perfect. Of course there are things you get in the performance model that you don't get in this one, notably the performance. That does 3.8 seconds 0 to 100, this is a more civilized or sedate 5.9 seconds. So if real brutal acceleration is important to you, obviously get the performance model. You also in this one do not get front and rear frequency selective damping shocks. Not that you notice, because even on this terrible slice of road, this car is very, very smooth. And the last thing that you do not get in this premium model that you do get in the performance model is automatic intelligent torque adaptation. Not that, again, you'd ever notice, because this is no slouch. But of course, there is something that this model has that the other two variants don't, and that is range. This has more range than the dynamic version, and this has 50 k's more range than the performance version. So what I'm getting at is that this, out of the three, has the best bang for buck, the best value. But is its range of 570 k's per charge anywhere near accurate? I mean, we all know the answer is probably going to be no, but how much no? Really, really no? Or just a little no? Well, for that, I need to do a biblical road trip. Good morning and welcome to a road trip. We are today going to be going on a pilgrimage to one of the newest DC rapid chargers that's been installed in New Zealand. So let's crack into it. Yes, my destination is on the other side of the North Island, Bethlehem, and the distance is 149 kilometers. And that should be a piece of cake because we have 75% charge remaining, 452 k's, so we should be able to get there and back with still 149 k's range remaining. Or will we? Now this should be a good test of the car's WLTP range. Officially it can do 570 k's per charge. Or can it? This will test it. This will give us an idea of its efficiency. Plus, I'm going to be running the heater because it is the middle of winter. So let's turn that on. And to save your sanity, I'm just going to time-lapse the next section. And I'll see you in Bethlehem. And while I soak up those metric miles, let me tout the benefits of switching your home to Ecotricity. Not only is the electricity super affordable because it's only from wind, hydro and solar, but it's also certified as New Zealand's only climate-positive electricity provider. It's a truly ethical company, which is a rare thing these days, so why not join up today and help turn back the clock on climate change? Despite what you might have heard, it's not too late to make a difference, so join the good fight. Do it for your kids, they'll thank you. And welcome to Bethlehem. Yep, we've made it. It's been a journey of 40 days and 40 nights, or at least it's felt like that being behind all those big, dirty, smoky diesel trucks. Makes me glad this car has an air purifier built in, a particulate matter filter to scrub the air clean, but now I'm on a mission to find the chargers. Now, as it says in the good book, verse 7, chapter 5, blessed are the EV drivers, for they have both power and performance and economy. For it is written. Now, where are the chargers? The map apparently says that they're somewhere around here. I've never seen them before. I'm kind of excited. I mean, who gets excited about chargers? Weirdos like me, I guess. It's just how I'm wired. It's a good problem to have, to be excited about clean tech. I do like Tauranga. It's a really nice place. It's nicely laid out. And even though I'm 44, I feel really young here. Because statistically, I am. Good news! It's taken me 10 minutes, but I found them. Oh gosh, look at them. Oh, there's 3. Oh, this is fantastic. The thing is, I don't need to use them, but I still want to go and check them out. Yes, the pilgrimage is complete. I've made it to Bethlehem. Behind me are no fewer than 3 hyper-rapid chargers with charging for 4 CCS cars and 2 Chatamo cars. So no matter what you're driving, you've got charging here. Good on charging it. If you're gonna get an electric car, sign up with these guys. Of course, it's New Zealand's largest charger provider, so it's the one to go for. But there are other providers jumping in on the game now too, and it's all exciting. Like even petrol stations are installing charging stations, as are individual operators like these guys. They're putting in chargers with built-in battery packs as not to strain the grid. It's just an exciting time to be interested in clean tech and electric cars. It's awesome, but now let's hit the road without using one of these things. And welcome back to the bustling metropolis that is Te Kuiti. Yes, we've made it back, but have we got 149 k's of range left showing on the guessometer? Well, no, 68 k's of range left, that's what it shows, unfortunately. So yeah, it has used more electricity than the official figures say it would, but that's to be expected because it's the middle of winter. I've had the heater going just about the entire time, and I've been driving, as you've seen, pretty normally. So yeah, I've used a bit of electricity. But what does that mean for efficiency? How far will this car really go on one charge? Well, for that, we've got to do the Spud score. Starting with performance, and I'm awarding it 6 out of 10 Spuds. It's no rocket ship, but it'll still leave most petrol cars behind. Next is handling, and it gets 8 out of 10, just like the performance version of the Seal. As for comfort, well, it's just like the performance version. I'm giving it 8 out of 10 once again. It's honestly the perfect blend, that sweet spot of a buttery smooth ride while not losing much cornering ability because it just sits so low to the ground. I love the ride in this thing. As for efficiency, 7 out of 10 Spuds. It's good considering it weighs 2 tons. On my road trip to Bethlehem and back, I averaged 16.5 kilowatt hours per 100k on the highway in winter, which means I'd likely get around 490 k's on one charge in the countryside, and more in summer, and that's real world driving too. Gadgetry is next, an 8 out of 10. It's got everything including vehicle to load. However, the stereo, even with that subwoofer, well, the sound is clear, but its maximum volume is artificially limited to ensure clarity. So music blasting with the windows down on a summer's day will leave you unsatisfied. Value is next, and I'm giving it 7 out of 10 because the sheer amount of stuff you get is excellent. And when you compare it to, say, a Toyota BZ4X, for example, this one has more stuff, more performance, and similarly excellent handling, but this is much better value. As for charging, this one's tricky. The first time I tried rapid charging, I just couldn't get it to charge quickly, so I assumed it's because all the chargers were all busy and load sharing. Then the next time I tried to rapid charge it, once again it charged slowly and kept disconnecting. Then I moved to a different charger and it charged nice and fast, but only for a short time. Then it slowed down to Nissan Leaf charging speeds. So I thought maybe the car and the charger were having a little disagreement, but I'm not sure. I know it's capable of rapid charging speeds, but every time I've tried rapid charging a Seal, something weird's happened, and I don't know what the cause is, so I'm only able to give it 5 Spuds here. Style is next, and it gets 10 out of 10. The proportions are perfect, and in a world of crossovers, a handsome, sleek sedan is a rare and precious thing. But is it fit for purpose? Well, it sure is. It's a similar size to a Toyota Camry, but it's quicker, it's sleeker, it tows a ton more, it doesn't release any carbon, and you'll never have to buy endless tankfuls of petrochemicals, though those improvements come at a cost. This Seal Premium is about 22 grand more than a Camry, but if you like driving and if you have a respiratory system, then this is worth the extra dosh. And lastly is PSC, and I already know that the Seal holds an impressive PSC of 74, which gives the Seal Premium a total Spud score of 75.
And that is the essentials of the BYD Seal Premium. In my opinion, this car is the sweet spot of the entry-level version and, of course, the high-performance version. This one, I think, is the best bang for buck, and I think BYD's done a good job of making this a very comfortable car, because it is a comfortable car. In terms of what you get for your money, this is pretty spot on. I mean, it's a big car, it's a stylish car, it's also a very quiet car on the highway, and speaking from experience, some of the German cars you buy have a similar level of comfort. They are not designed to handle New Zealand's coarse chip road at 100 k's an hour. They roar. This is padded out in every corner. It's blissfully quiet. It's also very comfortable. Yes, there are more comfortable cars than this in the world, sure, but you pay for it. This, however, in its price point, I think is one of the most comfortable cars you can get bang for buck. Plus, you've also got a lot of technology. You've got, of course, this display. You've got Andrew's Apple. You've got wireless phone charging. You've got 150 kilowatts DC rapid charging. And, of course, you've got vehicle to load. And altogether, it makes this car really good bang for buck. This car, the BYD Seal Premium, has got everything you need and a lot of what you want.